Today, we are celebrating the feast of St. Jerome, 30th September. When I came to Rome in 2010, before coming to Rome, I went to my hometown and I met Sister Laura, MSI, say Nirmala Sisters in Vijayawada. I told her that I am going to Rome. She asked me, when you go to Rome, go to St. Peter's Basilica and go to the altar of St. Jerome, where you will find St. John 23rd. In that altar, pray for me. I came to Rome and I went to St. Jerome's altar and started praying for her. When I saw the mosaic picture, I was captured by St. Jerome. He has a similarity like a Gandhiji without shirt. Very rarely we see a saint pictured so shabby. I started knowing about St. Jerome slowly. And in that picture, you will see down there is a lion, very sad. The story of St. Jerome goes like this. After being secretary to Pope Damasius, he moved to Bethlehem, the nativity place, and he found a monastery, and there he was buried. When he was in monastery, one day one lion came, and naturally when we see a lion, it is so terrifying. So all the monks started running, but Jerome is a strong man and he will not fear anyone. So he called the lion. He started speaking to lion. What do you want? Then lion showed her palm, and Jerome noticed that lion is bleeding. Blood is coming from the palm. So Jerome understood this lion needs help. So he started helping the lion, putting bandage, and slowly this lion became friend of Jerome, and it stayed till the death. Naturally, when we see image of St. Jerome, most of the pictures we see a lion beside Jerome. It is also said that the lion represents Jerome itself. We know lion is a symbol of ferocity. Like lion, St. Jerome was very hot-tempered, but when we see a lion pictured along with Jerome, we see a different kind of a lion, very soft, gentle, sorrowful lion. St. Jerome is a contemporary of many saints. He is 10 years less than St. Ambrose and 10 years elder than St. Augustine. And St. Jerome is very famous for his positive criticism, especially when the faith is questioned. Nobody can stop Jerome. One of the famous quote of St. Jerome, ignorance of scripture is ignorance of Christ. You might have heard many times, but St. Augustine says, whatever St. Jerome is ignorant of, no mortal has studied that. One of the finest minds of Christianity, it is said he traveled to Antioch and to Constantinople, and there he met Saint Gregory the Nazianzus and the Gregory of Nyssa and Saint Basil. Saint Jerome is one of the 4 doctors of the Western Church who was quoted even in the Eastern churches. He is a friend of Saint Gregory Nazianzus, and we see some pictures of St. Jerome conversing along with St. Basil the Great and St. Gregory of Nazianzus. Most of the times he was pictured along with St. Augustine and St. Ambrose, Gregory the Great, the 4 doctors of the Western Church. St. Jerome learned ancient languages, Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, especially to come out from the temptations of the world. And later, it helped him to translate the sacred scriptures from the original languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, to Latin, Vulgate, which was the standard Bible for many centuries. And St. Jerome is also commented the Bible. Jerome commentary is one of the famous. He's also patron for librarians, archaeologists. But Jerome is also known for his hot temper. It is said it is difficult to win an argument with Jerome because he will go to any extent to prove his point, to defend the faith. He used to fight with the heresies during his time. In Rome, we find relics of St. Jerome in Basilica Maria Maggiore. We also have two churches dedicated to St. Jerome. One is St. Jerome of Charity, where it is said during his stay in Rome as a secretary to Pope Damasius, he stayed in that place. Now we have a church dedicated to St. Jerome. It is also believed that St. Philip Neri, when he came to Rome, he stayed in the same place. We have another church dedicated to St. Jerome in Rome, the Church of St. Jerome. It is also called Croatian Church, which has St. Jerome's Collegium. For me, especially, I believe we are all called to be saints. God calls us in spite of our weakness, in spite of our shortcomings. God calls each one of us to holiness and to be saints. St. Jerome has fought with temptations. He overcome his shortcomings, his hot temper. He is also patron for anger management, which most of us suffer. Whenever I look St. Jerome, he gives me courage, encouragement that there is a hope, that we can overcome. Even though St. Jerome is so strong on the mistake of other people, he was much more stronger to do penance for his own shortcomings. Let the zeal of St. Jerome drive us to know the Bible and to live the call of holiness in our day-to-day life. May St. Jerome intercede for each one of us. God bless you.